so good to see you. So good to see you. Yeah, I got all of the Mindset Masters family in the building. If people are removing you out of their life, you are a problem. If people are removing you out of their life, out of their live streams, out of their whatever, you need to go sit down with yourself. There is something seriously wrong with you. You need to go sit with yourself. There ain't nothing cute about it. There's nothing funny about it. It's nothing common. Anytime that a person removes you from their life or removes you from their live stream or removes you, blocks you somehow, some way, you need to go sit with yourself somewhere. You need to just go find a tree somewhere and just sit down and talk to God and figure out, what is it about you? Nothing cute about that. I don't know why people think that's cute. That part right there, Ron, you need to go sit down somewhere by yourself. Somebody told you that was cute. You 30, 40, 50 years old, got people removing you out of their life. That's horrible. That's terrible. When people don't see the value in you, that's terrible. When a person would rather not have access to you than have access to you, that's terrible. What does that say about you? Mr. KMP, I see you. Danielle, I see you. I see you. Yeah, Tracy, I'm just like, come on, y'all. And people don't understand the self-aware person is emotionally bulletproof. So it's I mean, you're wasting time on that front. Sefe, my brother, so good to see you. So good to see you. Helen, so good to see you. Yeah, we got to turn up. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah, that part, it's just a waste of time and energy. People don't understand, like we're awakened on this platform. Like be honest with you, I encourage that. The only reason why I have to eliminate it is because it becomes a distraction in the chat. Sonny, so good to see you. So good to see you, Mama. So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me just give you something to think about. Remove everything from your life that's taking more value away from you than it's adding. I said remove everything from your life that's taking more value away from you than it's adding. And it shouldn't be hard for you to see it. It should be right in front of you right now. Some of you guys are stuck because you're allowing people to remain in your life that take more value away from you than they add. And I don't know how you'll ever become the most powerful version of yourself that way. How will you ever become the most powerful version of yourself if you allow things to remain in your life that take more value than they're adding? How do you do that? That's where it starts, with awareness. Awareness is zero tolerance. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Awareness is all zero tolerance. Zero tolerance for disrespect. Zero tolerance for people giving you less than you deserve. Zero tolerance for showing up small. Zero tolerance for not speaking your truth. All of that's over. That's what awareness is about. It's bringing out the strongest and most powerful version of yourself. The weakest version of you is the one that shows up small, and you start transforming into what other people need you to be for them. And you're walking on eggshells. You're afraid. No. Not in awareness. Awareness is zero tolerance. I'm going to show up as me. You love it or you don't. And if you don't, oh well. But the moment I stop showing up as me so that I can be what I think you need me to be, I no longer have access to me. I don't know what version of myself I'm being. Now I'm out of alignment with everything. I'm out of alignment with my blessings. I'm out of alignment with God. He's looking at me confused. I'm looking at myself confused, but I'm being everything you need me to be. Now that's over. You gotta stop that now. Remove everything from your life. That's if you love yourself. If you don't, then keep moving how you've been moving. If you love yourself, you have to remove everything from your life that takes more value away from you than it adds, period. That's just where you start. That's just where the foundation of who you are everything should begin there. Then we can start building all of these things, and that's a mindset. That part right there, Joanna, that part right there. Capricorn, I see you. Again, that's if you love yourself. The key word there was if. But if you allow something to remain in your life that takes more value away from you than it adds, what are you saying about yourself? What are you signaling about you? That's the part I'm worried about. Let me just say this real quick. If you lie to yourself, you will lie to everyone else that you meet. I said, if you lie to yourself, you will lie to every single person that you meet. I'm telling you now. Some of you guys are in the situations that you're in because you're not being truthful with you. And if you won't be truthful with you, how do I expect you, or how can anyone expect you to be truthful with someone else if you're not even showing up as the true, authentic version of yourself? That's why that's so important. That's why self-awareness is so important to your life. I can't live out of some lie anymore, because if you're showing up pretending in that moment, then you're not living your truth. You're living someone else's truth. You're being what you think someone else needs you to be. So if you lie to yourself, you'll lie to them. So what does that mean? You start with the truth. What's the truth? My life is in a mess. If you can't stand in that, you'll never become fully awakened. Never. My life is in a mess, meaning I create my own problems. I create the suffering. I create the fear. I create the worry, the stress, the depression. I create it all. Reality's not doing it to me. God's not doing it to me. And so my toughest assignment, the most important assignment for me right now is called me. I am my most important project, not the relationship, not what's going on social media, nothing, just me. I'm not responsible for the mess being there. So give yourself some grace there. But I am responsible for cleaning it up. Living your truth right now. Before I became fully awakened, my life was in a mess. I had all of these unhealed versions of myself that I would project onto other people. I was living out of my ego personality. You know, I'm living out of my persona, this reputation. I'm trying to protect all of these things. My value was found in, you know, my level of education and my valuables and the cars and the houses and the clothes and the jewelry. My value was found in things outside of me. That's what it means about living in your truth and saying my life is in a mess right now. It's in a mess right now, and I'm responsible for cleaning up that mess. Because your life is in a mess, mentally, emotionally, because your life is in a mess, doesn't mean that you're a bad person. No differently than if I go to your house and your house is not clean. That doesn't mean you got a bad house. It just means you need to clean up the mess. Once you clean up the mess, everything is perfect. That's what self-awareness is trying to teach you. Clean the mess up. But also put yourself in park and understand that every single person that you add to your life is lying to you because their life is in a mess as well. They create their own problems. They live out of their ego personality. They have some unhealed versions of themselves. They have their programming and conditioning that they're dealing with, their past traumas and past pains and all of those things. But we mask all of that in our accomplishments. We mask all of that in our level of education or our popularity, or I'm the CEO of this, or I'm the executive of that. We mask all of that. And because you don't understand that your life was in a mess, you'll never understand that their life is in a mess. You won't discover that until you get way out into the ocean of that relationship. Then you'll start to see the mess. You'll start to see that the version of them that they sold you in the beginning is not the same as the version of you that version of them that you're in that relationship with right now. Two different versions, two totally different people. Certified life coach. That part right there, but see, here's maybe not, Danielle, maybe not. And let me give them some grace now. So the same way I've got to give you some. Maybe not. And let me tell you why. You didn't know that your life was in a mess before self-awareness. It wasn't until our paths had crossed that you really started to, because maybe you thought you were self-aware. Maybe you thought you were self-aware. Right? But it wasn't until you started, learning from me and being coached by me that you said, wait a minute now. I don't know as much as I think I know. Right? This is a new arena for me. I'm learning more about myself. So the same way that you got to give yourself some grace, the same way you have to give that person some grace, because that person is living out of their ego, and their ego never wants to be seen in a negative light. So they don't see the mess. That's the problem. That's where you, the awakened one, or at least the one that's on the process and the journey of becoming awakened, that's when you have to turn your self-awareness up, because you know something that they don't know. Does that make sense? So you got to give them some grace. So don't punish them for something that they didn't know. Again, what you are aware of, you are in control of. What you are not aware of is in control of you. The mess was in control of them. They weren't aware of it. They thought that their problems were coming from the outside. They thought that their suffering was coming from everyone else. They thought that their programming and conditioning, projecting all of that onto people, was no big deal. Like, they didn't know. And so you have to give that person some grace when it comes to that. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. That's growth right there. When I can forgive you for everything that you didn't know. That part right there, they've been on autopilot this whole time. That part right there asks, what you are aware of, you control. What you are not aware of controls you. So how am I going to be in control of something that I'm not even aware of? I think I am self-aware. If you let me tell it, I thought I was self-aware. I didn't know that I wasn't self-aware before I jumped in that relationship with you and projected all of my pain onto you, projected all of my suffering onto you, projected all of the unhealed versions of myself onto you. I didn't know that that's what I was doing, projecting my past onto you, not seeing you with present moment freshness, looking at you every single day using yesterday's eyes. I didn't know that I was doing that. And they don't know. So the same way that I have to give you that grace, I've got to give it to them. But now you know. So there's no more excuses. Is that fair? So Presley, my brother. Yeah, Danielle, so you're fine. It's a beautiful day. Perfect, in fact. Nothing wrong. Everything is fine. And here's what's beautiful. Every wrong, see, there are no wrong decisions when you understand self-awareness. There are no wrong decisions, because every wrong decision only leads you to a deeper understanding of yourself. If I had a magic wand and I were to remove all of the wrong decisions that you've made in life, you wouldn't be here right now. You wouldn't be having the spiritual awakening right now. You wouldn't be on that journey or on that path to become the greatest version of yourself. There are no wrong decisions. Stop punishing yourself. Every decision that you have ever made that you consider to be wrong only led you to a deeper understanding of yourself. The relationships, the people that you gave access to you, all of the relationships that you stayed in past the expiration date, what you accepted, what you tolerated was only revealing you back to you. The problem is that you weren't self-aware at the time, so you didn't know how to look at it. Now that I'm giving you new vision so that you can look back over your life, you'll see I haven't made any mistakes at all. Everything was fine. Everything brought me to this moment. See, that's why you guys have to understand PTG, post-traumatic growth. You grow through what you go through in life. You got to go through the stuff. That's how you get to your spiritual awakening. Pleasurable experiences make life beautiful. Painful experiences lead to growth. So if the pleasurable experiences lead to joy and happiness, and if the painful experiences lead to growth, that can only mean that everything that has ever happened to you when you combine the two was happening to you for your good. Man, you got to look at that. Look at what this isn't bumper sticker talk I'm giving you. I'm giving you universal truth. Painful, pleasurable experiences lead to joy and happiness. Okay, coach, we got that. Put that over here. Painful experiences lead to growth. Okay, we got that. Put that over here. Now let's combine the two. If the pleasurable experiences lead to joy and happiness, and if the painful experiences lead to growth, when you combine the two, that can only mean that everything that has ever happened to you in life was happening to you for your good. The problem was the filter that you were looking at the situation through. That's what hurt you, because you were looking at the situation through the story that you created in your mind regarding what you thought should have happened in that moment. That's what hurt you, not the situation, the story that you created about the situation, the meaning that you attached to the situation. That's what hurt you, not the situation, because the situation is powerless. It's neutral. It's only teaching you something, but you didn't have the eyes to be able to see what it was teaching you in that moment. That's it. Now you got different vision. You've got self-awareness vision now. So now I can see things clearly and accurately. I'm no longer seeing things as I am. I'm seeing things as they are. See, before you become self-aware, you're seeing the world as you are, not as it is. The moment you become self-aware, you stop seeing it through your programming and conditioning, and you start seeing reality as it really is. And then you understand that everything is working out for you. Everything is serving you. You've just been looking at everything through the wrong filters. That's it. That's it. The only problem you have. And you needed to have that problem unless you don't get your spiritual awakening. You don't go through that. You don't get your, one more time, we grow through what we go through in life. I had to go through that in order to become who I'm ultimately getting ready to become. Beautiful thing, most beautiful thing in the world. I wouldn't give up anything that has ever happened to me, because everything that has ever happened to me brought me to this moment. I wouldn't give away one thing. Every single version of you deserves a seat at the table. Celebrate yourself. You're punishing yourself right now because there are certain chapters in your life that you're rejecting. You're not accepting yourself fully and completely. That's what's creating the suffering. That's why you have a lack of belief in yourself. That's why you don't trust yourself fully, because you have certain chapters in your life that you are rejecting. Because maybe that chapter was too painful, or maybe that chapter has brought shame or guilt or something like that. And so you are rejecting the chapter, which means God knows that you're not accepting the book. It's your book. The book is you. Best book ever written. And what's beautiful is that the book is still being written right now. It's not even finished. You cannot hate your way to a life you love. You cannot love where you are, but hate all of the steps that you had to take to get you to where you are. How you going to do that? Oh, I love where I am, coach, but I hate how I got here. You're not accepting yourself. Fall in love with that person that you see in the mirror each day, because that's the most consistent thing in your life. Fall in love with that person that you see in the mirror each day because they're still standing there. We'll give all of these other people the love that we so desperately need to be giving ourselves. Give yourself the love that you so freely give to everyone else. Nobody deserves that more than you. I don't give a damn who it is. I said there's not a single person in your life right now that deserves your love more than you. There's not a single person in your life right now that is more deserving of your kindness, care, and attention than you. I don't care who you name. Nobody has been there with you since day one, and no one will be there with you. You're going to be with you crossing that finish line. Celebrate yourself today. You cannot reject certain chapters of the book and become spiritually awakened. It will never happen for you. Every chapter brought you to this moment. Every chapter brought you to this live stream. Every chapter is going to lead to your ultimate transformation. So how can there be any wrong chapters if that bad chapter in your life brought you to the greatest version of yourself? Make that make sense. One more time. You're suffering because you're not accepting every chapter of your life. You're not fully believing in yourself because there are certain chapters that you're rejecting. You're not able to love yourself unconditionally because there are chapters that you continue to suppress. That's what's blocking love's presence in your life. You're not fully accepting yourself. I don't have to know you to know that. Because the present moment isn't what's blocking you from fully loving yourself unconditionally. That means that it's coming from yesterday. It's not coming from tomorrow because tomorrow hasn't happened yet. And the present moment isn't a threat to you. So the only thing that could be happening is something that happened in all of your yesterdays. Something that you're not accepting. Something that you're rejecting. It's blocking happiness's presence in your life. You think you should be further ahead. You think you should have more. You think that person should have never walked. You got all these should stories going on. That part right there, Moni, I love that. I love every chapter. I need a few more. I love every chapter. I didn't get to become this version of me until I fell in love with every chapter. I don't need anyone else to love the chapters. That's the problem. We want everyone else to. No. You need to love it first. Because when you love the book called you, I'm going to fall in love with it too. But I won't fall in love with it until you do. The day you love the book, I'm going to love the book. It's going to be a bestseller. Yeah, because your pain is connected to your purpose. That's why you fall in love with the pain. One more time, pleasurable experiences make life bring joy and happiness. We get that. Painful experiences lead to growth. Painful experiences lead to self-awareness. Painful experiences lead to your awakening, not the pleasurable ones. I can remove all of the pleasurable experiences from your life and leave just the painful one, and you're going to still become the most powerful version of yourself. It's not going to happen for that. I told you guys this all the time. You need the yellow lights, you need the red lights, and you need the green lights. The problem is that you only want green lights. You don't want to deal with the yellows and the reds, never understanding that the yellows and the reds is what leads to growth, not the green lights. Now, I don't want to hit red lights everywhere I go, but damn. I've got to embrace all of the lights. I've got to embrace the reds. I've got to embrace the yellows. I've got to embrace the greens. I have to embrace them all. The moment that I embrace them, see that green light? Those are those moments when you're driving down the street, you hit that green light, you're like, I get to keep moving. But that red light is teaching you something that the green light can't teach you. That yellow light is telling you there's certain things that you're accepting that you shouldn't. There's certain things that are happening that shouldn't be happening. That's your caution light. What are you accepting right now that you shouldn't be? What are you tolerating right now that you shouldn't be? Where are you showing up small? Those are the yellow lights. And when you ignore the yellow lights, they transform into red ones. But that red light is better than the green. Because again, it's the red light that's going to lead to your spiritual awakening, not the green ones. The green lights just give you balance in life. Don't hang on to the metaphors too tight, because if you do, you'll miss the whole point. Mantra Queen, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, let's tap the, get the lights up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. You guys all know the world needs us. Ooh, the world needs us right now. The world needs self-awareness. Bad. Bad. Mindful wellness, I see you. Bad. Muhammad, my brother. Yeah. But you can't help the world until you help yourself. How do I change the world, coach? Start by changing yourself. Great place to start. You got to change you first. Because if you go out trying to change the world before you become awakened, you're only going to try to change the world into what you think should be. Because you're living out of your ego personality. When you become self-aware, you can see things clearly and accurately. Then you'll know where to assert yourself. But if you go out trying to change things before you change yourself, you'll only change that thing into a reflection of you. That's it. You'll change that thing into what you think should be. Now you're hurting everyone. Wake yourself up first. And then you'll know exactly what you need to be from moment to moment. That's the beautiful thing about self-awareness. You've got a fixed story in your mind about what you think should be. The problem with that is that reality is fluid. It's not fixed. Your story is concrete. So you've got a concrete story in your mind about how people should love you, how they should treat you, how they should this, how they should that. But reality doesn't fit, because reality is always flowing. It's always changing. But your concept and the story that you created in your mind is concrete. So it's always clashing up against reality, which produces your suffering. You're not seeing people with present moment freshness. You're seeing them through your frozen impression of them. You take some snapshot of that person in your mind, and the moment you take that snapshot, you create the assumption, which creates the belief, which creates the experience, which means you never see the person. You only see the story that you created in your mind about that person. Never saw the person at all. And what's worse is every single day when you see that person, you're seeing them through that snapshot that you created. And if something that they did in that moment wasn't that favorable, right? Something that maybe didn't show them in the right light, you'll never see that person again. The day you teach the child the name of a bird, that child will never see that bird again. That child comes up to you so innocent in that moment. Mama, what's that? You say, oh, that's a sparrow. Sparrow? Yeah, sparrow. Okay. Next day, that child sees that sparrow again. But it's a different sparrow. It's not the same. But in the mind of that child, that bird is the same as all sparrows. That lion is the same as all lions. That zebra is the same as all zebras. That's how we see people. When you become self-aware, you understand that no two moments are the same. No two people are the same. No two situations are the same. You see everything with present moment freshness. You see things clearly and accurately. I don't want to assume. Why? Because there may have been a spiritual awakening since the last time I saw you 24 hours ago. Something so profound may have happened in your life that you're a totally different version of you. But I'm seeing you through my snapshot that I've taken of you regarding who I think you are. That's intellectual laziness. We don't want to discover who people are. We would rather live out of our assumptions about who we think they are. That's how people are looking at you, through their assumption of you, not through the essence of who you are, because they don't know themselves that deeply. How can I look at you that deeply when I haven't even met myself that deeply? I'm giving you diamond hard facts right now. Come on, D, we got to let them know. I haven't met me yet, so how can I know what you are? I don't know what to look for in you because I don't know what to look for in me. And these are the very people you jumping in a relationship with. All that person saw was the value you brought to their life. All that person saw was your little physical attributes. All that person saw was the story that they created in their mind about how they thought they could benefit from you. That's what they saw. Built a whole relationship around that. Got into the middle of the relationship, and now they're starting to meet the real you. Truth is about to kick the door off the hinges. Truth is knocking at the door, Jonah. We got to let them know. You got to let the truth in now. Once the truth comes in, it's game over. Let me say this. People lead with what they value. We're going to have to get everybody get in the elevator. Let's get in the elevator. We got to take the elevator all the way up now. We got to take the elevator all the way up now. You need to understand this. People lead with what they value. If you want to know what you value, look at what you lead with. Anytime you have a conversation with someone, look at what you lead with. Because whatever you lead with, that's what you value. Watch this. I'm going to blow your mind with this one. Now let's apply that to relationships. I tell you guys this all the time. Inside of every person that you know, there's a version of them that you don't know. The threat to your relationship is not the version of them that you know. The threat to your relationship is the version of them that you don't know, because that's who they transform into when you're not around. I just said people lead with what they value. So anytime that person is out and about, whether they're at a gas station, they're at the mall, they're somewhere just out in public, anytime that person comes in contact with someone of the opposite sex, what do they lead with? When that person approaches them, if they lead with, I appreciate that, but I've got the most beautiful or handsome partner at home. I've got my soulmate at home. I've got my this or that at home. You have a powerful relationship. The problem with that is that most people who lack self-awareness are driven by their desires. They're driven by what's in their best interest in that moment. They are loyal to the opportunity that's in front of them at that time. I'm giving you a diamond hard fact right now. So when they encounter that person of the opposite sex, what do they lead with? Because if that person isn't leading with how amazing their relationship is, then that means that they don't place the value on that relationship that you think they do. So if that person has cheated on you, the answer is in my silence. Every answer you want is in my silence right now. People lead with what they value. If you want to know what a person values, Pay attention to what they lead with. Do they lead with their level of education because that's what they value? Do they lead with the relationship they have with you because that's what they value? Do they lead with self-awareness because that's what they value? Do they lead with God? Because if he's the most important thing in my life, how am I leading with something else? People lead with what they value. And if you are in a relationship right now, you need to understand inside of every person that you know, there's a version of them that you don't know. The threat to your relationship is not coming from the version of them that they are when they're around you. The threat to your relationship the threat to your relationship is coming from who they transform into when you're not around. What does that version of them value? That's what you need to know. We just not going to live in the truth? The truth is not accepted in this conversation anymore? That part right there. Oh, you've been listening to 99 verses to 1. That's my student right there. I know my students when I see them. Mile away. Come on, Tav. Mile away. Mile away. My job is to teach you strength. My job is to teach you power. My job is to teach you self-awareness. But my job is also to hit you with a level of truth that you need to only speak truth into your life, because I want to see you become the greatest version of yourself. My job is to be your blind self, to show you where you are blind, to show you where you may be showing up small, to show you where you're not speaking your truth, to make sure that you walk into every moment as the strongest and most powerful version of yourself, where you are completely emotionally bulletproof and immune to the games that people play, because they play them all day. People will play with you when you are not awakened. But the awakened person, you can't hurt that person. Can't hurt that person. Nothing you can do. Because the alliance with God, with the awakened person, is too powerful. We don't lose anything. I don't lose anything because nothing belongs to me. You just revealed to me what I no longer need to allow to have access to me. That's all you revealed. That was a gift to me. There was nothing wrong with that. Instead of asking, because I keep seeing this all over social media, everybody talking about you're enough and you deserve love and you deserve this. And that's almost like somebody running their fingers across the chalkboard to me. Instead of asking yourself, are you enough? You need to start asking yourself, who told you that you're not? That's who I need to talk to. I need to know who told you in the first place that you're not. Damn whether or not you're enough. I don't even want to talk about that. I need that version of you that has you questioning whether or not you're enough. We need to talk to her. Pull her to the front of the class. I need her to come all the way to the front, please. And no sitting in the back in the corner. No, come to the front of the class. Instead of you sitting and asking yourself when you in these toxic situations and all, accepting less than you deserve, instead of asking yourself, are you enough? I just need to know who told you that you're not. Enough for who? That's what I need to know. Enough for who? Whose mental checklist are you trying to fit? The only person you need to be enough for is God. That's it. That's all. You got all of these people, all of these mistake-making machines walking around here, projecting their hurt, projecting their wound, life all in a mess. Enough for that? That's what you're trying to be enough for? A person that doesn't know who they are, a person that's creating all of their suffering, a person that hasn't met themselves yet, you trying to impress that person and be enough for them? Don't ever say that again. Don't ever say, take that out of your vocabulary. It's disrespectful to your divine power. You've already lost sight of who you are. And the moment you start asking yourself that question, you've already lost sight of your value. Value shot. Become a master at walking away from the table when disrespect is being served to you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. I said, become a master at walking away from the table the moment that disrespect is being served to you. Let me tell you something that I know. I ain't got time to be pretending here. Let me tell you something that I know. I've been to restaurants all over the world. And one thing that I have never seen served on a menu was disrespect. I've seen chicken on the menu. I've seen shrimp on the menu. I've seen asparagus on the menu. I have never seen disrespect on any menu at any restaurant. And the same way that that restaurant won't serve you disrespect, stop allowing people to serve you disrespect in your life. You can go to any restaurant in the world. You won't find disrespect anywhere on the menu. The same way you won't find it at the restaurant. Stop allowing it in your life. How you go? And here, I'm going to tell you what's even more mind-blowing. Come on, we're finna take the temperature all the way up here. We got to take the temperature up. Let me tell you something. See, we live our lives in reverse. If you were to go to a restaurant and that waiter disrespected you, somehow, some way, that waiter were to disrespect you in that moment, you would immediately ask for the manager. That's the first thing you would do. You would ask to speak to the manager immediately. You know that, and I know that. If you were to go to Starbucks somewhere, and if that young lady was disrespectful to you, the first thing you would request was to speak to that manager. You would do it at the Walmart. You would do it at the CVS. It doesn't matter. But we don't do it in our own lives. We won't tolerate it from anyone else, but you'll tolerate it in the relationship. Make that make sense. You spending half a minute, 2-3 minutes with this person, and you won't tolerate it there, but you'll tolerate it for a whole year in the relationship. It seems like we got that twisted. Where you shouldn't be tolerating it is in the relationship. Where you should have grace is that kid that's working at the Starbucks because maybe they're going through something that day. Is that kid that's working at that McDonald's because maybe he's going through something that day. I'm giving this person access to me. The person that's disrespecting me every single day, I'm giving you access to me. The only thing you should be giving me is love. The only thing you should be giving me is respect. The only thing you should be giving me is kindness and understanding. Why? Because there's 8 billion people on the face of this earth, and I'm waking up every single day. I'm choosing you. That's why. The hell you mean why? That's why. Because I wake up every single day and I choose you over and over and over again. There's no chains tied to me. There's no ropes tying us together. All of the ropes exist in my mind. I wake up every single day and I choose you. And you mean to tell me with a straight face that I could have 8 billion different experiences? I'm choosing you, and that choice comes with disrespect? That choice comes with verbal abuse? That choice comes with me having to show up small? No, there's nothing wrong with the person. There's something wrong with what you are accepting. You become what you tolerate. You become. All of that, everybody, you become what you attract. No, you don't become what you attract. You become what you tolerate. You become what you accept. That's what you're going to become. Because you're going to attract all types of people in your life. It's what you accept or tolerate is who you will become. That says more about you than anything else in the world. I don't give a damn how many degrees you have. I don't care where you went to school. I don't care what you think you know. What you accept or tolerate says more about you than your entire level of education. And it's the same thing applies to love. If you go and look up the word love in the dictionary, I'm talking about every dictionary on the planet. Don't just get a couple. Go and look up the word love. For anybody in a toxic situation right now, go and look up the word love in the dictionary. Take your time. Don't rush. Get you some tea. Take your time. Let me tell you what you won't find in that definition of love. What you won't find is disrespect. What you won't find is abuse. What you won't find in that definition is pain. What you won't find is hurt. You can look up every dictionary on the planet. You can look all day. You can keep looking and keep looking. And what you won't find is suffering. Why is it in your brand of love? Why does the brand of love that's associated with this toxic relationship come with disrespect, come with abuse, come with you showing up small, come with you shrinking in the moment? Make that make sense to me. How is it that your definition of love is the only one that comes with all of the negative stuff? It's because love's presence is no longer in the relationship, but you don't want to accept it. Because your attachment has you blind to what's really showing up in your relationship. You're no longer placing value on yourself. What you're placing value on is you being able to have access to this person, even though the person can't give you what you want, need, and desire. One more time, just in case your earpiece may have fallen out. You can go get every single dictionary on the face of this earth right now. And nowhere in the definition of love will be disrespect, abuse, verbal abuse, pain, suffering, none of that. But when it comes to your relationship and the brand of love, that your relationship is operating out of, it has the pain, it has the disrespect, it has the abuse. It has you showing up small. It has you shrinking. It has you not speaking your truth. It has you walking on eggshells. How does your brand of love and your definition of love, how does it not match anyone else's? That part right there, the emotional abuse and all of that stuff. The moment that someone threatens to walk out of your life, see, that's a weapon. See, that's why awareness is so important, because every time someone threatens to walk out of your life, they've weaponized that. And they've weaponized that because they know that you place more value on them than you place on yourself. So they'll use that as a weapon, threaten to leave. The moment that a person threatens to leave, it's because they no longer place value on you. And they've turned that into some weapon. And every time they threaten to leave, you transform into a lesser version of yourself. You know that, and I know that. We ain't got to tell nobody, but you know it. Some of you guys are in a situation right now that anytime you start pressing your partner with real facts, anytime you start pressing your partner with the truth, they threaten to leave you. And that makes you back away so that they can continue to do what they've been doing, and you can continue to live this life that's causing you to suffer. The moment you start hitting them with too much facts, the moment you start pressing them just a little bit too much, I'm going to leave. You back all the way up. That part right there. That part right there. Because it's a form of control. Because but the beautiful thing about it is that it's a form of control. But they're doing that because you've already lost yourself. You have to understand this. So I tell you guys all the time, master your reflections. Every single person is reflecting something back to you. What they're reflecting back to you in that moment is that you don't value yourself anymore. You've already lost yourself. You've already made this person your everything. It's not even about you anymore. You're a shell of yourself in that situation. It's not even about you anymore. There's only 1.5 people in that relationship, and you represent the half. Because all of the parts of you that should be showing up, you've suppressed. And you suppress because you know that if that version of you shows up, you're going to lose this person. So guess what you do? You let go of all of the best parts of you. Truth is back. Truth is back. One more time, master walking away from the table when disrespect is being served to you. Become a master at respecting yourself. Become a master at loving yourself. Become a master at showing up in the moment. Become a master at speaking your truth. Stop trying to master people. You mastering the wrong things. Become a master of you. Because you'll never find the right relationship for you until you stop clinging to the wrong one. Instead of being attracted to other people, be attracted to peace. Instead of being attracted to other people, be attracted to loving yourself. Be attracted to happiness. Be attracted to growth. You spent the majority of your life chasing other people. Now it's time to just chase you. Why are you not enough? Why is it that you only feel like you're enough when you got some person in your life? Because if you weren't enough on your own, you will never be enough when you add that new person to your life. That part right there, Rocco. One more time. If you are not enough on your own, you will never be enough for someone else. In the moment that you questioned whether or not you were enough, signals to me that you have created some belief in your mind. You have already convinced yourself that you're not. And that's the version of you that keeps attracting all of these damaged people into your life. The version of you that thinks or feels that you are not enough. Not the version of you that you pretend to be. Not the version of you that shows up on social media. That version of you that has convinced yourself that you're not enough. You're attracting from that version of you. Who you are becoming is infinitely more important than who you've been. We can't add a single fiber of value to your life focusing on who you've been. For every minute that you spend focusing on who you've been is 60 seconds that we lose in adding value to who you are becoming. So the only thing that matters is who you are becoming. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It's the only thing that matters. Who you are becoming is infinitely more important than who you've been. We can't add value to your life by focusing on who you've been. The value can only be found in who you are becoming. That's where all of the value is. One more time. Every minute that you waste talking about who you've been is 60 seconds of value that's taken away from who you are becoming. You are not what you attract. You are what you entertain. Don't let that go over your head. You are not what you attract. You are what you entertain. And you are not becoming what you say. You are becoming what you repeatedly do. So it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what's on the vision board. It doesn't matter what's on your little post-its as far as your goals. What are you doing every single day is going to ultimately determine who you are becoming. Not what you're saying. Because sometimes we say things, but what we do is two completely different things. One more time, you are not what you attract. Because you're going to attract all types of things. You're something that God made. You're going to attract all types of things into your life. That doesn't matter. What you attract doesn't matter. What you entertain does. You're entertaining the toxic relationship. That's why it's there. You're entertaining the disrespect. That's why it keeps happening. You're entertaining this person giving you less than you deserve. That's why it keeps showing up in your life. What are you entertaining? Nothing can be in your life unless you entertain it. Unless you sign off on it. Everything in your life in this moment is only there because you've signed off on it. The toxic relationship you sign off on. The disrespect you keep signing off on. This person giving you less than you deserve, you keep signing off on. You keep signing off on things you don't want. You can't build the new life while hanging on to the old one. That part right there. And then you complaining about everything you choosing. Oh, coach, they disrespectful, and coach, they this, and coach, they that. A person can't be anything without your permission. I need your permission to be disrespectful. I need your permission to give you less than you deserve. I need your permission I need your permission for everything. I can't do anything in your life without your permission. That's a diamond hard fact. Anything that's hurting you right now, you're giving it the permission to because you're giving it your energy and attention. You're giving it the platform to do whatever it is it's doing to you. Your life is the platform. That's what your life is. It's the stage. It's the platform. So the only way that that person can hurt you is if you give them the platform to do it. I've got to entertain the disrespect. I've got to accept the abuse. I've got to accept less than I deserve. That's called acceptance. It's humanly impossible for the relationship to become disrespectful or abusive or toxic if I don't accept it. It only becomes toxic the moment I accept it. In that moment, it was over with. I tell you guys, a person can try. I could be the most disrespectful person on the planet. It doesn't mean anything. You have to accept that. And then we want to blame the other person. No, blame that version of yourself that keeps showing up small. Blame that version of yourself that's not loving yourself enough to walk away. Blame that version of yourself that keeps accepting less than she should. Because if we don't remove that version of yourself, you're going to continue to attract the same people into your life. Different people, same demon. So it's no use in you running away from the person, because when you run away from that person, you're going to run right into the arms of the next person that's carrying the same energy, because you're the one that's radiating that. Yeah, the person we need to remove is the version of you that accepts and tolerates all of that. Because if we don't get rid of that version of you, man, we in trouble. I'm talking about we're in trouble. You didn't run from anything. It's like trying to run away from your feet. Running away from a toxic relationship is like trying to run away from your feet. How do you do that? You're only running away from what that person is revealing to you. The toxic relationship reveals you to you. But because you lack self-awareness, you don't know that. So you're only looking at the person. You're never looking at the person. This is why I tell you guys, you have to master your reflections. Yes, running away from a toxic relationship is like trying to run away from your feet, because the toxic relationship is only revealing you to you. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. It's revealing where you are showing up small. It's revealing that you don't love yourself. It's revealing that you don't respect yourself. It's revealing that you don't place value on yourself. But you don't see any of that because you are too blind by your attachment to the person. You are too blind by that hope story and the potential that you see in them. You're waiting on the potential bus to show up. Oh, they've got so much potential. And you're waiting on potential, but you don't want to accept the reality of who they are. Thank you so much for the gifts, you guys. Yeah, we're all guilty of it. All of us are guilty of it. At some point or another, we're all guilty of it. But this is why I tell you guys, stop blaming people. Stop. That's where you start. Growth starts when you stop blaming people. Growth starts the moment that you say to yourself, I've accepted things that I shouldn't have. That's it. That's where all your power lives. I've accepted things that I shouldn't have. I've stayed in situations past the expiration date. There were moments in that relationship when I wasn't loving myself. There were moments in that relationship when I wasn't. Come on, man, living your truth. Damn, it ain't that hard. We run from the truth, but you want everybody else to be honest with you. Be honest with yourself. Coach, I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't showing up for me. I placed this person on some pedestal. I made the relationship more important than I was to myself at that. Come on, man, living your truth is not hard. But that becomes your never again story. That's where your power lives, in transmuting that energy. Stop focusing on the person. That's why you're not growing, because you're too focused on the person. That's why you're not growing. Because you're too focused on the individual. Just living your truth. I was showing up small. I was shrinking during certain moments. I had turned down the volume on my voice. I was walking on eggshells. I was terrified to lose a person. I thought that they were my happiness. I thought that they were my everything. I was hoping they could complete me. Just living your truth. That's it. That's it. That's the truth. And that's a beautiful place to be, because now I'm not blaming anyone. I'm putting it all on me. All of that's on me. I release that person. I no longer have resentment in my heart. I no longer have anger in my heart, because as long as you're carrying that resentment or that anger, you are blocking love's presence in your life. Anger is a punishment that we give ourselves for the bad behavior of other people. Where's the wisdom in that? Come on, Vonnie, let him know. The toxic relationship was a gift. Yeah, Danielle, let it go today. And then take yourself out to lunch and go buy yourself something nice. Ain't got to be nothing expensive. Go buy yourself something nice. Celebrate yourself. Because again, the toxic relationship was a gift. How was it a gift, Coach? It's a gift because it brought you to this moment. It's a gift because it brought you to this moment. It's a gift because it's going to lead you to your spiritual awakening. It's a gift. Everything in life is about the filter that you choose to see life through. What's hurting you is the filter that you're using. You're using the wrong filter. Everything is a gift to you. Nothing is hurting you. What's hurting you is the story that you keep telling yourself about the situation. That's causing more harm to you than anything that has ever happened in reality. Just the story that you create about reality, the story that you create. I'm going to tell you what's hurting you. Your definitions cause more pain to you than anything else. Your definitions cause more pain to you than any person you have ever called an enemy. Just your definitions. The way you define people, the way you define your life, the way you define your body, the way you define your relationships, the way you define what's happening to you at work, the way you define what's happening to you with the people on social media. Your definitions have caused more suffering in your life than any person you have ever called an enemy. Sip that one, don't drink it. Just your definitions. The truth can always be found in silence. Sometimes you got to get away from the crowds. Sometimes you got to get away from the noise. Sometimes you just need to go out in nature. The truth is found in silence. It's not found in all of the chaos. Some of you guys can't get to the truth because you got too much chaos going on in your mind. And if you got chaos going on in your mind, you can never have peace in your life. You need to step outside of yourself. Self-observation. What's adding value to me? What's taking value away from me? What's happening in me? What's happening around me? Where am I showing up small? Where am I accepting or tolerating things that I shouldn't be? What version of myself am I leading with? One more time, you lead with what you value. What am I leading with? Am I leading with yesterday's version of me, or am I leading with who I am becoming? Am I leading with the version of me that God wants me to be, or am I leading with the version of me that the world wants me to be? What are you leading with? That's what's important. You lead with what you value. That's why you should be leading with greatness, because greatness is all that you are. Stop reminding yourself about who stopped loving you. Stop reminding yourself about what you don't have. Stop reminding yourself about what's missing from your life. Stop reminding yourself about everyone that's walked out of your life. Lead with greatness, because greatness is what you are. It's disrespectful for you to lead with anything else. It's disrespectful to you for you to lead with anything else. You cannot bring mediocrity to the moment and expect greatness in return. Stop leading with mediocrity. Stop leading with what you think the world wants you to be. Stop leading with what you think your partner wants you to be, and stand in your power. My power is my truth, because my voice is my power. It's my superpower. How the hell I turn down the volume on that? It's the only thing that I have. It's the vehicle for my emotions. It's the vehicle for my feelings. It's the vehicle for my consciousness. It's the vehicle for my wants, needs, and desires. But I can't turn that down. It's the vehicle for my thoughts. It's the vehicle for how I feel from moment to moment. How do you silence that? That's the most powerful thing you have. It's the vehicle for everything that you are internally. It's the only way that the world knows how to interact with you. We're not mind readers. Nobody knows what's going on with you internally. How do you turn down the volume on the only vehicle that you have? How did you turn the car off? Some of you guys are in a relationship, you didn't turn the car off. Car off. Place so much value on this person, you didn't turn the whole car off. Your voice is the only vehicle you have. You don't ever silence that for anyone. You don't ever turn that down for anyone. And the moment that you even entertain the thought, you should have walked out of the room. Because already you just getting ready to lose yourself. You should have walked out of the room. The moment you turn down the volume on your voice, the real you walked out. That moment that you entertained that thought about not saying what you were really feeling, the real you walked out. The relationship was in trouble right then and there. Everything after that was trouble. There was no way you were ever going to, how were you going to build a powerful relationship with this person when the best version of you was no longer in the relationship? Make that make sense. Just tell me how. Maybe you know something I don't know. The moment that you entertained that thought, when there was something that you felt, something that you really wanted to say, and you went like this and didn't speak your truth, the real you walked out. The relationship was over that day. Because there was no way that you were getting ready to build a powerful relationship with this person, being a fake version of yourself. How are you going to do that? Just tell me how. Maybe you know something I don't know. Let me say this to you. I'm speaking to your spirit now. See, I know how to get around your programming and conditioning. I know how to get around your ego. I know how to get around all of that. So right now I'm getting ready to have a conversation with your spirit, the real you. Whatever you have in your life, if it's not breaking you, if it's not making you, it's breaking you right now. There is no in the middle. I said, whatever you have added to your life, if it's not making you, it's breaking you right now. If it's not building you, it's tearing you down. I need you to lock in. Look at all of your relationship from a self-observation perspective. Look at every single thing that's happening in your life. Something is either making you right now or it's breaking you. There's no in the middle. Something is either building you or it's tearing you down. And my question to you is, where's that self-love? Where's that self-respect? Where's that self-care? Where's that version of you that claims to love yourself? We need her to come right now. If there is something in your life that's breaking you, we need that version of you. We need the strongest version of you to step to the front of the room. Now, we don't have time to wait. Wait broke the bridge. Wait breaks the relationships. So we ain't got time to be waiting. We don't need to think. It's not a math problem. We don't need to think. It's either making you or it's breaking you. It's either building you up or it's tearing you down. There's no in the middle. If you're in that toxic relationship, it's tearing you down. The toxic relationship is causing you to lose yourself. It's affecting your self-concept. It's affecting the way you love yourself. It's affecting the way you show up for yourself. It's affecting the way you believe in yourself. It's affecting you in ways that you can't even imagine. And then what's worse is this. Once that relationship is over and it's hit its expiration date, now you're attracting more people into your life that's going to be a reflection of everything that last relationship was. Because that version of you has already been built. The version of you that shows up small, the version of you that walks on eggshells, the version of you that shrinks in the moment, that's a program you're running now. And you're going to be attracting people into your life based upon what you tolerate, not who you say you are. Stop entertaining things that don't benefit you. Let me say this. Just imagine if you entertain your potential as much as you do your self-doubt. Where would you be? Just imagine that. I'm not asking you to change anything. Just imagine if you entertain your potential as much as you do your self-doubt. Just imagine if you were to think about how you're going to win in life and give the same amount of energy as to all the times you focus on how you are losing in life. Where would you be? Just imagine if you were to give the same amount of energy to what you have as you do to what's missing in your life. Just imagine. Again, I'm not asking you to change anything. What I'm getting you to understand is that where you are placing your energy and attention, your focus creates your life. What you focus on, you become. What you focus on, you create. What you focus on is being illuminated and amplified in your life. Everything is predicated on where you place your focus. It doesn't matter what's on the vision board. It doesn't matter what's in the affirmations. If I'm placing my focus on what's missing, if I'm placing my focus on what I don't have, if I'm placing my focus on everything that I'm not, if I'm looking at myself through yesterday's eyes, it doesn't matter what's on the vision board. Doesn't matter what I say in the affirmations. That's only pointing my mind in the direction that I want to go. Where I'm placing my focus, energy, and attention is what's building my life. What I accept or tolerate, I am becoming. Make it a habit to talk about your blessings more than you talk about your problems. Make it a habit to focus on what's there more than you focus on what's missing. Make it a habit to talk more about who you are becoming than you talk about who you used to be. Be disciplined about what you entertain. Because what you entertain, you are becoming. And I'm going to set my mic down right there. All right, real quick. For those of you guys that are new to the platform, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery. Excuse me, you guys. I got a million people jumping in my live stream. Again, my name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery, just helping people to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. Let me say it to you like this. God has blessed me with an amazing gift. I take no credit for the gift. All the credit goes to him. And that gift is the ability to help people become unlocked, the ability to help people become unleashed, the ability to help people not only become masters of self and spiritually awakened, but to help people become the greatest versions of themselves. My purpose in life is to help you discover yours. But we'll never get to that purpose if you don't unlock who you are at your essence. And again, that's a gift that he's given to me. I take that gift so serious. It's what I do from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. I'm only focused on the people in my community. I'm only focused on the people around me. And let me tell you what's beautiful about that. I don't suffer. There's no suffering in my life. You suffer when you only focus on yourself. That's when you suffer. Most of you guys are suffering right now because you spend the majority of your day thinking about you. I spend the majority of my day thinking about my community, thinking about the people that are here with me every single day on TikTok, writing for them, posting for them, editing videos for them. You know, what can I do for them? How can I help them? And because I'm focused on them, guess what my brain is doing? It's not thinking about my problems. It's not thinking about who I used to be. It's not thinking about what's missing from my life. I don't have time because my focus is on the people outside of me. It's not on me. The fastest way to end your depression is to focus on someone else. Focus on someone who may be less fortunate than you. If you're suffering in any capacity right now, if you've lost that shine, that glow for your life, if you're struggling with gratitude right now, go down to the food drive. Go down to the food drive today. Or go this weekend and just help people put the food in the boxes. I do it all the time. Help them put those non-perishables in the box. And watch how grateful those families are that are showing up that have far less than you. Watch how grateful they are. And then watch how you feel. Watch how your depression isn't there. Watch how there's no unhappiness in you. Watch how there's no suffering in you. Because in that moment, you're focused on something outside of you. That's the purpose of life. Not to sit around and take this quantum computer that you have called a brain and focus on yourself. It's too powerful. It will start finding everything that's wrong with you. But when you pay attention to what's going on with everyone else, when you fall in love with being a servant to everyone else, because service is everything. To love is to serve. That's what God is doing. That's what he created you to do. He didn't create you to focus on yourself. He created you to transform yourself into the most powerful version of you and then give the gift called you away because you become medicine. You are the human manifestation of medicine in this moment. You are the human manifestation of what a blessing is in this moment when you become the greatest version of yourself and you work on you. That's what I had to do, but you got to put in the work on you. Stop running from yourself. Every time you jump into some new situation with some person, you're running away from yourself because everything that you need to transform your life, you're getting ready to give it to this person. So you can't focus on this person and yourself at the same time. Somebody's getting ready to fall short here. Okay? Somebody's going to fall short here. Either they're going to be happy and you're going to be miserable, or you're going to be happy and they're going to be miserable. Somebody getting ready to lose here. Okay? The purpose of life is to give the gift called you away. God created you to be an experience, the most beautiful experience. The same way he created the oceans, it's an experience. The same way he created the mountains, it's an experience. You are an experience as well, but no one gets to control the experience. We only get to benefit from it. We get to benefit from the experience called you because the experience called you, unlike the ocean, unlike the mountain, can be my medicine, can transform my life, can wake something up in me. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of it all. There's no suffering in my life because my focus is not me. My focus is you. Every single day when I show up to this platform, I'm thinking about that one person where this may be their very first time ever seeing me go live. I'm thinking about them. I'm not thinking about me. It's not about me. This life is not about you. It's about the value that you bring to it. It's about the value that you bring to every single person that you come in contact with. It's about making sure that your soul touches more people than your popularity. It's about making sure that your heart is bigger than your house. That's what it's all about. Appreciate that, you guys. But again, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery, just helping people to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. I'm also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is a bestseller. It is a game changer. The book is about you. If you don't have this book yet, and if you're on that journey of becoming the greatest, strongest, and most powerful version of yourself, you definitely need this book. But I've created a community with my partners called Mindset Masters, and I am absolutely in love with this community because, again, it's service. You know, I get to serve some of the most amazing, some of the most incredible people on the planet, and I'm honored to be able to wake up every single day and serve them. I focus on them. They are my focus. They are my focus. They're my family and they're my focus. Having said all of that, Mindset Masters, the community that we've created is just that. Again, my gift from God was that He gave me the ability to simplify the complicated. To take what would be complex for most people and to simplify it in a way where that person just gets it, right? And I'm talking about self-awareness. I'm talking about self-mastery. I'm talking about emotional intelligence. I'm talking about becoming emotionally bulletproof, right? And so that's what this community is all about. If you join this community today, that's what you're going to receive. You're going to receive coaches that are committed to God, number one. You're going to receive coaches that are committed to your growth, your expansion, because anything in your life that's not expanding you right now is shrinking you in some capacity or another. And so that's what this community is about. It's about expansion. It's about you being able to have a place where people have a growth mindset. No one is going to judge you. No one cares about what happened in all of your yesterdays. You're going to receive a level of love and appreciation and value that you won't find in any community on social media. It's the fastest growing community on social media. But also you're going to have access to all of my live streams. You're going to get 2 life coaches plus 1 executive coach. You're going to receive my podcast is archived inside of the community. I write every single day on relationship mastery, emotional intelligence, self-mastery, self-awareness. All of that's in there. Everything you need to become the greatest version of yourself is in this community right now. And I tell people this all the time. You are always one decision away from the best decision you have ever made in your life. One decision. This is that one decision. The best version of you lives on the opposite side of the decision that you can make today that will literally change your entire life. The community is $1 a day, literally. No contracts, no obligations. And we priced it that low for a reason, because we wanted to make sure that the kid working at the Walmart, the kid working at the Starbucks, the kid working at Sam's Club could all afford it. Self-awareness is your birthright. It shouldn't be something that's just for the super wealthy. But we're going to put the same amount of energy. We coach celebrity clientele. We coach high profile athletes, but we give that same love, energy, and attention to you as what we charge for these high profile athletes and celebrities that we coach up. So having said all of that, if you are ready to start that journey of becoming the greatest version of yourself, remember, you are one decision away from the best decision you have ever made in your life. Don't overthink it. Sometimes we think too much. We think ourselves out of the opportunities that we should be taking advantage of, and then we stay in situations that we should be running away from. Make that make sense. If you guys get signed up today, you're going to receive a free copy of my book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? I've got a bunch of my students on this live stream right now. If you guys need any type of testimonials, or if you want to just type it in the comments real quick. How do they like the community? And you're going to get rave reviews about the community, because everyone loves it, because we're a family there. It's the safest place on social media because, again, it's a judgment-free zone. Nobody cares about who you were. We only care about who you're becoming. It's the only thing that matters. So type me in the comments if you are ready to start that journey of becoming the greatest version of yourself. Or if you have any questions that I can answer. So this is all you're gonna have to do is somebody pin the link, please. Yeah. So yeah, so copy, thank you, Vonnie. Copy and paste that link. Hold that link down for like 3 seconds, and then put it in your browser. Put it in your browser. It'll take you to the sign up page. It's gonna take you like a minute and a half to get signed up, and then you're good to go. I appreciate all of the feedback, you guys. Thank you so much for all the feedback. Again, copy and paste that link, hold it down, and then put that in your browser, and it'll take you right to the sign up page. Take you like a minute and a half, and then you guys will be ready to go. You're gonna love it. Like I said again, it's the best decision you're gonna make, because nothing's more important than self-awareness. Nothing. No amount of money. Nothing is more important than self-awareness. Nothing is more important than you discovering what your purpose is and living out of your purpose. I'm living out of my purpose right now, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's the best thing in the world. I don't need to be motivated. I don't need to be pumped up. I don't need to be inspired. I don't need people to be my jumper cables. Nothing. I wake up like I used to when I was a little kid, right? When you were little and you didn't have the stress of the world, and you didn't have all of the programming and conditioning, right? And you didn't have all of the problems and all of that heaviness, and you would just jump up. You wanted to go watch cartoons and just eat your cereal and just enjoy your day. I wake up like that every day. That's how I wake up every day. That's how I wake up every single day. I got that back. See, there's a difference between being childlike and being childish. Childish means that you are blaming the world, you're blaming your parents, you're blaming society, you're blaming other people for why you are where you are. That's what it means to be childish. Being childlike means that I've got my zest back, I've got my glow back. I've got my bounce back. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming my parents. I'm not blaming society. I'm not blaming my upbringing. I wake up in the mornings. I'm not heavy anymore. I'm not suffering anymore. And I wake up with that childlike zest. But the difference is I make adult level decisions. I don't think from the perspective of the child. I think as the adult, but I carry that childlike energy, right? Where I've got my curiosity back. I've got my capacity for joy back. Some of you guys have lost your capacity for joy. You've lost that childlike curiosity, and I'll tell you how you lost it. Because when you were little, right, you were so curious. You had millions of questions. You wanted to know, why is this blue? Why is that red? Why is the sky this? Why is that? You had all of these questions, but the people you were asking questions to, they were already suffering. And so what they told you to do was go sit down, be quiet, stop asking so many questions. Why you always asking questions and all of that? And that killed your drive. It killed your enthusiasm. It killed that curiosity, because they were already dead internally. Because they were suffering to such a degree that they didn't want to answer your questions. So you shut that down. And what they programmed you to do is to no longer be curious. Don't ask questions anymore. You didn't feel safe asking questions anymore. Stay in a child's place and go outside and play. They pushed you away, pushed you away, pushed you away. So you learned to silence your voice. You learned to mute the questions. You learned to shrink and become something different. And in that moment, you started becoming the version of yourself that you are right now. Self-awareness brings you back, right? Full circle to where that curiosity is back. The questions are back. You're seeing everything that's wrong with the world, but you know exactly what to do. You're in the world, but you're no longer of it, right? Meaning that you're not impacted emotionally or psychologically by what you're seeing. You know where you can insert your greatness. You know where you can't. You're focusing on what you control. You can control. You're letting go of the things that you can't. And it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's the most beautiful place to be. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. Right? And then not only that, you're in direct alignment with God. So the only voice you're hearing is His. You've drowned out all of the other voices and all of the noise and all of the chaos that we internalize. Right? You don't have all of these different versions of everyone else living in your mind. You're no longer being what society wants you to be. You're focused on what God needs you to be. And it's the most peaceful thing. Our suffering comes anytime that we're not being the best versions of ourselves. Our suffering comes anytime that we're not speaking our truth. Our suffering comes anytime we show up pretending. Our suffering comes anytime we shrink in the moment. Because again, these are all programs that your mind is running. And so these are all versions of yourself that you're creating, again, you're radiating and vibrating from that frequency. So now people are coming into your life and you're wondering, how am I attracting these toxic relationships? How do I keep, attracting these low vibrational people? They're attracted to those versions of you that you create in those moments when you don't show up as the most powerful version of you. That's why you have to stop doing that now. Stop creating those programs. All right. Any questions regarding the community before I get out of here? Yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. Queen, I got you. So peaceful. Absolutely. You so right, Doc. I'm so with you, Doc, on that. I'm so with you. I'm so with you. The community is $1 a day. It's literally $1 a day. Literally. No contracts, no obligation, $29 a month. Yeah, $29 a month. It's $29 a month. Again, no contracts, no obligations. And you're gonna get the book as well today. When you sign up inside of the community, you're gonna receive the book as well. It's gonna be the best investment you ever make. If you're thinking about that, you're thinking about the wrong thing right now. Just love yourself enough to try it for 30 days. That's it. I can't guarantee a lot of things in life. I can guarantee you, once you step inside of this community, you'll understand. You won't understand from an outside perspective. That's okay if you're in Canada. We got a bunch of people from Canada in there. It's global. It's global. Yeah, it's global. Yeah, it's global. It doesn't matter where you are. We got people from Germany. We got people from Russia. We've got people from all over the UK. We got people from every, I think almost Africa. We got people pretty much from every corner of Nigeria. Yeah, we got people from pretty much every corner of the globe in there. No, it's my own private community. Yeah, it's not TikTok. TikTok was to be honest with you, TikTok is what inspired us to create the community. It was inspired by TikTok because we speak a level of truth that the world really doesn't want you to hear, right? And so what we kept discovering was that, we would be banned. They were shadow banning us. Our content wasn't getting out. There were so many things that were happening when we would go live to where it just became frustrating. But you turn your pain into power. You transmute that negative energy. We took a negative situation and created a positive outcome from it, right? So I celebrate TikTok because had they not kept doing what they were doing, we would have never created a community. And the community is probably the best move we ever made. So that's how you turn your pain into power. Take what's going wrong in your life and create what you need to go right. That's how you do it. All right, you guys, any other questions before I disconnect? I'm telling you, it's the best thing in the world. I took the worst thing that was happening. We were so frustrated because we didn't know what to do. Like, man, we get banned here and banned there because again, the truth that we were speaking, the world just doesn't want you to hear. People want you to focus on your problems. They want you to think that your problems exist outside of you. They want you pointing the finger at other people, to be powerless, to not know how powerful you are, all of these other things. Run to the therapist, get on some medication, run to the psychiatrist, take your problems to them, never realizing and understanding that you're the only solution. You are the only solution. There is no other solution. You are the medicine. You were the medicine the day you were born. But we just don't understand that because we're so busy listening to other people. That part right there. Yeah, we took a negative and made the most beautiful positive out of it. So, but if you applied that same philosophy to every area of your life, that toxic relationship should be the catalyst for you to work on you, for you to build you, for you to grow, right? For you to start investing in yourself. It should be the springboard for that. It shouldn't be the thing that causes you to shrink. It should be the thing that causes you to say, you know what? No more. That's my never again story. That will never happen again. That will never happen again. This right here will never happen. This over here will never happen. It's your never again story. But if you don't create the never again story from what's happening around you, then you're going to continue to be a victim or a slave to your situations. That part right there, Lena, that part right there. All right, you guys, I will see you. We're going live tonight inside of the community. So I will see you guys inside of the community tonight. Stay powerful, stay prayed up. What time in the UK does the community start? The community's every day. It's every day. Yeah, the communities every single day. We're in there every single day. Yeah, your never again story is just a story that you create. Let's say let me give you an example. Not saying this is your situation, but let me just give you an example. Let's just say you're broke right now. Instead of focusing on being broke, because if you're focusing on being broke, you're only creating more of what you already don't want. So instead of focusing on being broke, leverage that, right? Leverage that. Walk outside. You got to walk to the store. Go walk to the store. Get pissed off. See, your never again story has to be emotionally charged, right? You got to get pissed off. Like, you don't have a car right now. Get pissed off at the fact that you don't have a car. And say, you know, I'm getting ready to create some side hustle. I'm getting ready to go work a second job. I'm getting ready to go do whatever it is I got to do. But this will never happen to me again. I will never be in a situation again where I don't have a car. Or I will never be in a situation again where I've got to sleep on my best friend's couch. Or I will never be in a situation again where I show up small. You have to create your never again story. But it has to be emotionally charged. Right? It has to. When I lost everything, I'm literally riding on a bike. I went from driving Rolls Royces to riding on a bicycle. That was my never again story. I needed to experience that. I needed to experience the pain of riding that bike and the embarrassment that I felt and all of these other things like that. I needed to feel that because I transmuted that energy to become the greatest version of myself. Versus me sitting in a room and just talking about the problem. Talking about the problem won't solve the problem. Once you understand what the problem is what are you going to do about the problem now? That part right there, all eyes on me, and you transmute that negative energy. I said, oh yeah, I'll never do this again. I'm gonna let you get it down, but this will never happen again. And I transmuted that energy, and I was so determined. But see, most people, when you lack self-awareness, what you're doing in that moment is you're just attacking yourself. You're saying, oh, I'm not that good and I'm not worthy and, I'm stupid. And, you're just